All right, guys. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about my drawer setup and why I went this route with the spare tire inside the vehicle. So this is kind of a minimalist setup. When I built it, I wanted it to be something that I could leave in here every day, kind of not be as intrusive as maybe a full-on drawer setup. I know intrusive don't really line up with a full-size spare in the back of the vehicle, but it doesn't bother me too much. So I had done some research on these drawer setups. I knew that I didn't want the spare tire under the vehicle. This 295/7017, it does fit, but it hangs terribly low. Just do a Google search, you'll see it. It's not pretty. So if you do any type of off-road, anything like that, it's not your best bet. So I wanted something that I could be able to put the tire inside the vehicle, because I didn't want a hitch carrier. I didn't want to spend $1,000 on a hitch carrier that I would or wouldn't like. When you do that, you run into, you're going to start losing departure angle when you start coming further out on your hitch. And it's really not something I was interested in doing. Plus, I would have to live with opening and closing it every time I wanted to get into the vehicle, which would be the same with a full bumper setup. So I would love to do a full bumper setup. Really, there's only one that I like on the market right now, and it requires you to cut the rear cross member out of the frame to add it, and it actually gets rid of your factory hitch. And I use my hitch. I use this as a daily vehicle. I pull trailers, I pull jet skis. If I need to do something, obviously it's not a full-size truck, so anything within its capabilities that I can pull, I will pull it. And so I don't want to lose any of that either by getting rid of the factory hitch. There are some bumpers on the market that do incorporate a hitch. I'm just not a fan of them. By the time you do it, you don't gain a whole ton of clearance on the bumper itself. So it just wasn't something I was interested in doing. So I highly encourage y'all to go build, if you have the time to do it, go build your own drawer system. There's plenty of information on Google, YouTube, anything like that. If reach out to a family member. You ain't got to go buy these tools. A lot of people will have a family member that'll have these tools. You need a table saw, you need a drill. It's pretty basic outside of the table saw. Now you could do it with just a regular circular saw, but you want some nicer cuts, it would be cool to be able to use a table saw. All right, so moving on to the drawer itself. I do have 500-pound drawer sliders in here. I will try to link those below. I built a small platform in here. Most times I don't open it all the way, so I would be working with an area something like this. So say I wanted to bust out my jet boil and I wanted to cook some food, or I just wanted to have a place to throw my tackle box. It's like a tailgate. So let's see here. Inside I have a tool set. I have a first aid kit, a bottle jack. This top platform I have here, I set it up to where you can slide it back. I carry, Mountain House meals, propane bottles for my little buddy heater. I have a jet boil, solar lights, skillet for the jet boil, mosquito spray. If you're in Texas, you know all about that. Maybe some other places. I had set up a small divider in here. That way I could keep, a couple things separate. All right, so if we come over here, I got my air hose. I have some recovery gear here. I got some extra D-rings, a snatch block, straps, soft shackles, just typical recovery gear. So it fits nicely up underneath this spare tire behind the seat. All right, so now that we're back at the house, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more in-depth on the drawer system. now that you kind of know the reasons behind me going this route with the spare tire inside the vehicle. So we're going to start with the mounting. So the mounting of the box, I am using 3/8 turnbuckles on the front and the rear, except for on the right rear. So on the right rear, I have a strap that holds the tire onto the platform and over to this mount that I built. And then I have one more strap that also goes through the mount, through the tire, and holds the platform there as well. All of these are mounted in the factory mounting locations, both front and rear. On the inside of this box, you can't see it because I can't pull the drawer completely out without unscrewing it. I do have 8 total, 1 inch. They're 1 inch wide, 6 inches long on either side, and 1/4 inch thick L brackets. So I have, one on the top, one on the bottom, same on the other side. So in all, I have 8 of those holding this box together on the inside. So that's bracketry you can't see that's helping stiffen this box up, since I do have the tire mounted to it. So I also have 4 corner mounts inside the very back of the drawer system that you also can't see. One of the main reasons outside of mounting the spare tire is I wanted a secure place to be able to mount my cooler. That thing, by the time you get it filled up with stuff, could be probably 50-60 pounds, and that's just something I don't want coming loose inside the vehicle in case of an accident. So it's real easy to get in and out of here. I went with this Night Eye strap. It's like a quick strap, and it sucks it down pretty good. So it's easy. Let's go ahead and get it out of here. So it's really not that much of an inconvenience to take in and out if you need to, get to the cooler or just want the cooler out of there. That way you have more cargo space again. All right, so on the mounting of this spare tire, it incorporates 2 straps that hold it inside and to the carrier. So I have one strap that actually goes, this red strap here. So this red strap comes through and back, and it actually pulls the tire over to the side of the box and also down onto the platform, which is attached to the box. The other strap, this black strap, goes through and then pulls down, and it mounts to the factory location like I showed you a while ago. So all in all, this thing is solid. It does not go anywhere. It moves the whole vehicle. So it ain't going anywhere. I'm happy with it. I have plenty of clearance with the 295. It's hard to see in here, but it does not touch the interior trim panel. It fits super tight whenever you close the hatch. So if you come around here, I'm going to go ahead and show you. When the hatch is closed, the tire probably has about 1.5 inches clearance between the tire and the hatch. Now if you come to the rear seat, same thing. I got about 1.5 inches clearance between the rear seat and the tire. Now you will note that I do not have the seat all the way reclined. I can probably go another click with it, but it is in a comfortable spot. Pretty well matches the outside body line here, so it's comfortable for passengers. I ain't had nobody complain about it. You'll notice in here as well, I have an instant air supply CO2 bottle. This is for airing up and down tires. I don't do it very often. I don't keep this in here all the time. CO2 bottle is on quick fist mounts, and I did put it on hinges. That way, if I wanted to get it out of the vehicle, it's nice and tucked up here against the side. If I do want to get this drawer system out, I can take this bottle off, and it is as simple as flipping this up, and it gives me the amount of clearance I need to get it out of the vehicle, which is pretty cool. And you can keep gloves or whatever you want. You can still use that compartment, which is pretty convenient. So I know I'm leaving a lot of pages unturned on this one. If y'all have any specific questions, just get with me in the comments below. I'm sure I can help you out with that. There's just a lot to it, and I know there's going to be a lot of people asking questions about it. So it would probably be easier on a person-to-person basis. If you want to get with me on it and you want an answer to something, I can do that. Just leave me a comment below and I'll get you taken care of.